Alright, one sec.
So how did this war between Macedon and Sparta break out?
Frankly, I just got kind of an itchy trigger finger, and I wanted Boeotia, so I decided to declare war on Boeotia, and now I've, of course, drawn all the other Greek powers into war against me.
I was still in a defensive league that I hadn't noticed or left yet. If I had known he was attacking, but...
Yeah, I checked your diplomatic agreements. I was like, you have no relation to these guys. Like, how are you in this war? But I guess you ended them after.
Yeah, I just ended the defensive pact. So I was like, I don't want to be called into again. And I can sue for white peace on the 10th of March. So in like...
Jolly good. Alright, I'm going to go and say hello to... Eastern Mediterranean. Haven't been there for a while. See ya.
Okay. Send them greetings from us.
Okay.
Kind
Thrace, Macedon,
greetings.
and Sparta send
Very
their
kind.
regards.
No.
Noted. I will deliver that message word for word. Thank you very much.
I liked hanging with them. They're nice.
Yeah.
Hello.
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 How is the Eastern Mediterranean doing?
It's just the Mediterranean now. The Western Mediterranean group folded in here after it was just me left.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
All the Greeks split off, which I don't know. I feel a little awkward about. I am Hellenic, but I also have ties with this group here.
Well, you should go and say hello. They're a friendly bunch, even if they are fighting each other right now.
Oh, are they?
It's the first player war, Macedon versus Sparta.
Oh.
Why? What did Sparta? Oh, wow. No, it's Macedon. Oh, and Phrygia. Well,
Yeah, which collapsed. Macedon basically
Yeah.
got an itchy trigger finger and declared war, not realizing that Phrygia was also in a thing with Sparta.
oh.
It was pretty funny, though.
Like, why am I at war with you?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, looks like easy win for Macedon, I guess. I would expect.
Roses only has 8 cahoots. He has 76, but he's
Yes.
out of manpower.
Is that a manpower?
it's still
And
76.
Phrygia is not actually that bad. I mean, they got 48 cahoots with.
They're about to have another rebellion.
Yeah,
I mean, that
Phrygia
is
is,
true, yes.
they're having problems. They're having really big
Oh, okay.
problems.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I might
things are going
just pop
fine
over
in
there and say hello in a minute then.
You should.
The Sicilian peace accords are still holding.
Yes.
And also, I hear
Meanwhile-
that another Eastern power is pursuing steppe horses, by the way, Ben.
Well, that's okay. They're far away.
Claim
I also don't know if
them.
it's-
Take them all.
I'm working on it. There's a reason my armies are on the border of Scythia. Scythia?
Scythia. Scythia would be
They're
the one to
there
go
for.
after.
It's not just military exercises, although officially it's just military exercises.
Well,
not
Scythia
sure
was
if it's-
famous for its horse archers. They were one of the real thorns in Rome's side.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if it's public. I'm not sure if Zayd has said anything yet. But also, Carthage and Egypt are in an alliance. And
Oh
have
yeah,
been
I'd
for a
noticed
while.
that.
Yep. So that's another thing that occurred in the Mediterranean.
Yes, with Rome flexing its muscles, taking over more and more of Italy, I kind of expected a reaction of some kind.
It's purely a defensive measure.
Midges slowed
Yeah.
down a lot though.
Well, he got that huge rebellion. So it's
Yeah, there
probably
was that.
I'm still
Yeah.
laughing about that. Like the entire rebellion's military forces, the outbreak of that, 11
It's the
triremes.
Navy.
It's
It's the
just
whole
11
Navy.
triremes. Oh, that was funny. And also
Okay,
the Germanics are expanding really fast. Have you looked at them recently?
Let's see. Oh my!
Phrygia is having even more problems now.
Yep.
They have,
Yeah.
but it seems to have definitely caused some issues. All right, well, no, it's fine. It's fine. They're doing their things. I'm wondering what Winsley is going to be doing when he starts bumping uglies with the Hellenics there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been able to really focus on technology. I will try to do that soon. I think
Creeping
I
up
need
on
to.
Tech 4.
Well, I think the only fair comparison would
Everybody
be
abandoned France.
between
Apparently, it's just too hostile for human life.
Syracuse and also Windslayer. So what's your tech now, Syracuse?
I'm going up to 7 shortly.
Yeah, you are.
Shortly-ish. Yeah, but these techs are now 63 years ahead of time.
But you need to be careful. Like, Windslayer is almost halfway to 1.
See, I don't play like Hearts of Iron or anything like that, so I don't understand how technology works in these games, and I like
Doesn't work
have
anything
barely
like
just
No,
sorted
it
out my
doesn't.
Yeah, I was going to
treasury.
say Hearts of Iron's a terrible example for that. I think Crusader Kings would be the closest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's kind of
yeah.
a passive thing.
Yeah, it's very passive.
I
Though
played some
here
of
you
that.
do have
while
direct
ago.
influence on it. It's just more of a secondary direct. It's more like Vicky 2, where
Yeah.
where you have to promote certain pops to get to get bonuses to your tech. So it is the equivalent of like making citizens be the equivalent of like encouraging clergymen in
Yes.
Vicky 2.
Yes, that's true. And you can really go and focus that. How many citizens do you actually... Is it possible to see how many of a certain type of pop you have?
Yeah, you can hover your if you look at the nation thing, you can hover your mouse over it, and it'll give you a number of pops.
Yeah, that's total pops. I'm looking for specifically citizens.
No, if you hover your mouse over it, it gives me an actual number of pops per like thing. I have. It tells me I have like 737 Canaanite Carthaginians, and keeps breaking down from there. Apparently, I have one Jewish Hebrew in the whole of
Just that guy.
of Carthage.
Yeah, but I wanted to see how many citizens were of that population, not the culture or religion.
Oh, nation overview tab.
Yeah, nation overview. There's a you can see
Pie
the
chart.
split.
Aha!
It's like a pie chart.
Yes, I see it now. Many slaves, many tribesmen, a singular freeman, and then many, many, many citizens in Syracuse right now.
Yes, 57% citizens.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
I try and keep it balanced because I need that manpower. I need the taxes.
There is a breakdown. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, how's your
Alright.
economy looking for that? It's actually pretty decent. That's a good combo. Okay, so I did have one question from chat. Is there any reason you're hoarding military power so much?
Yeah, so for the military advances, I mean, every time you tick up in military advances, the traditions get cheaper.
Mhm.
So, and there's like no limit, I think at least, to how much military power you can keep. So, as long as I'm not in any war, I don't need to spend it right now. I can just spend it later when it's cheaper, right?
But I
Take
think
the
every time
tradition.
you get the military tradition, the cost increases anyway, so it kind of offsets what you're...
There
Gaining?
are tech. You can get techs that
Yes.
decrease the cost as well.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the martial advances.
Right, but doesn't that bonus go down every time you tech up one?
I'm not sure actually. I don't
think
think
that's
it
how it
does.
works.
I think it applies to each one.
I think
don't
it's
know. I
basically
didn't
intended
test
that you get one tradition per mil tech.
It doesn't necessarily work out because the cost goes up exponentially. It gets really expensive after
Okay.
you get like a good number of them. So it's like the military tech, the military tradition cost goes up with every military tradition you pick up. There's also about two. I think there's two or three early techs that will also decrease the tradition costs as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you can get some early game like really good tradition like deals if you can kind of time that right, but there's not a lot of them. So it's
Gotcha.
kind of yeah.
Sorry, I've just
Yeah,
been
I-
flagged by another player, so I just need to disappear, but thank you for that breakdown, that was good.
Yep.
Where are you? There you are. Hello!
Hello.
So I just received notice that you're going to do something.
I am indeed. I think I'm going to be the first person to form a new nation.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Restarting as a new nation doesn't count, Mord.
Oh, just gobbled up some more land, I saw that. Let's flip over to you so we can actually see what's required for this. And there it is. Boom.
Oh, it's purple.
It is purple. Helvetia has been created. And now you need to do Galatia. That's your next target. So what bonuses did that come with? Oh, you just got the Federated Tribe government type. With new idea slots. Am I talking to myself?
No,
I just have push to talk and I keep forgetting.
Everyone's incredibly hyper focused.
Apparently so. I go
I
into
just
other
started
people's
a war
chat.
myself, so...
It's the same thing.
Yes, no, I heard everything you said. But yeah.
Because sometimes Discord
Now-
does break down in that way.
Yeah, I think as well, if we rehosted, I think I get a new flag with a blue instead of a brown half. Because I think I did that in my test game.
Your flag has changed for me, I think. It's a blue corner with green pattern.
Yeah, I don't have the blue. I've still got the brown half and then the green and white diamonds.
Yeah, the green and white diamonds are still there, but the corner quarter is blue.
Corner quarter. I've still got in halves. And I'll send you a picture of what mine looks like.
Oh, no, I had someone else selected. Who was that? Sometimes it's difficult to see who exactly I'm selecting. The observer controls are a little bit different from Europa Universalis. Yeah, that's what I have too.
Alright. Yeah, I think when I restart the game, I'm going to get the brown part becoming blue.
Gotcha. Okay, that'll be cool. Be sure to yell at me so I can show that off. Oh wow, Icenia almost disappeared.
Yeah, they didn't do too good.
Yeah, I know Lionheart had to go, so I wasn't really paying attention, but yikes. Dabuni is still around, though diminished.
Quite, yeah.
Alright, thank you very much. I'm going to go back to my commentary box and talk about some more features and things. See you guys.
Cool. Alright. See you later.
Alright, so do any of you have any questions about things you would like me to focus on in particular, or anything you want me to show off? I'm trying to think of things I haven't actually covered yet. Well, I guess we haven't really talked about the different monarch points, so that would probably be a good place to start. So there are now 4 types of monarch points. They work in much the same way as Europa Universalis, except they are not used for technology at all. And only military is used for ideas, which is kind of the tradition system. Formation, someone mentioned that. Okay, we'll talk about formations after this. So we have military power, which is used primarily for traditions. I've actually seen fairly few uses for military power outside of that. Then next up, we have got civic power, which is used for a lot of the civilian population movement stuff. So if we just go and focus on Rome for a second here. You can use civic power to move people around. It's also used for the inventions, and I think inventions are going to be where you use the most. So this will cost 106 civic power per invention. The inventions are kind of like ideas, but more freeform. There's a lot more. Well, I'm not going to say customizable, because it's not so much you're making choices, because ultimately you could basically get all of them. But depending on your tech speed, you will get ahead of your inventions, or if you have very slow tech speed, like the tribals, you probably will have quite a few available. So if we go and take a look at Windslayer, for example, he's already got most of his done. If we take a look at Simonia, even more of them are done. Well, if we look at Syracuse, he's probably got all of them still available, because when you get one military, it will switch it out for the next military. Then we've got oratory power. Oratory power is used for a lot of diplomatic agreements. So, for example, if you're trying to raise relations with a country, then you would do that with... Whoops. Let's select Rome. Let's select Simonia. Talk to Simonia. And then if we're trying to improve relations, that would cost us 53. Oratory, if we're trying to send an insult, it would cost 26. Because you will notice that there are no agents in this. There are no diplomats, there are no merchants, there are no colonists, there are no missionaries. It's all done by power instead, which I do quite like. I like the fact that these are used for things, not just technology. There are reasons to hoard it, but also many more reasons to just spend it, which is kind of cool. Oratory power is also used for a lot of internal affairs. So again, selecting Rome, which I keep deselecting, I shouldn't be. Promotions require oratory. Sorry, not promotions. Assimilations require oratory. In fact, what requires promotions? Promotions is oratory too, I thought so. Then we also have religious power. The main use for the religious power is to get these blessings, which are the timed bonuses. You can choose from a list of, I think it's 8 different ones, and then every year, maybe 2 years, something like that, you can pick another one. Then... oh, you're fighting people. That's fine. The other thing that religion is used for is stability. So you can sacrifice to the gods that will cost 100, 200, 300, depending on what level stability you are, until you max out at level 3. I honestly have found that I tend to hoard religious power. I don't think there are enough things to spend it. Oh, and conversion, that's another one. Might be because I'm usually in fairly homogenous areas, so I don't need to convert many people. So it's basically conversions, stability, blessings is what you lose religious power on. Yeah, hey Omar, I can't say whether I'm enjoying it or not, I can only just show it off. Not allowed to do reviews, and that would be considered a review. Also, my events just crashed. This is happening a lot. So if people have been following and stuff, I have not seen that. Yes, lots of people have been. Blue Light, Big Anorak, Solar Gamer, hey Solar, Chris O'Man, and you Rebel Scum. Thank you very much for the follows. Welcome to the channel. I do hope you're enjoying this so far. Right, formations were the other thing, and I think that Rome would probably be the right one to look at for this. So, outside of the military strategies or the tactics, which are these things, which is something of a rock, paper, scissors system, you want to choose a tactic which is good for your own army, but you also want to use one which will either counter your opponent or at least not be countered by your opponent. So you want something more neutral. I'm clicking on these battles just too late. Otherwise I could show you that system in action off. Outside of the tactics you also have the formations, and for this you can basically choose where in your battle line units are deployed. So the primary cohorts are the guys in the center, the secondaries are the guys in the second line, and then the final one, which is the flanks, are the ones you have on the flanks, obviously. You can choose what unit you want where. I don't really know what effect this has, I will be honest. I don't think it changes who they're effective against. I would suspect like archers have a fire phase or something like that, but it doesn't seem to break down the damage done during a fire phase versus a shock phase. Or a ranged phase versus a shock phase. So it's kind of difficult to really say how formations work, because I don't know. Can the Romans use testudo? So different cultures do have access to different strategies. So the Roman unique one is actually the bottleneck. Bottleneck comes with some pretty hefty bonuses for heavy infantry. It's good against shock, it's good against hit and run, but it's bad against skirmishing and cavalry skirmish. And that's the only effect. No hidden effect to this one. Then the Greeks will have access to the phalanx. So if we select one of Rose's units, have you made it over to... yes, you have. Then they have the phalanx, which she is already using, which is... reduces the casualties taken by both sides by 10%, so it's somewhat similar to skirmishing in that instance. It's good against shock, it's good against cavalry skirmish, but poor against envelopment and the triplex aces. I think late game Rome can get triplex aces, but they don't have it when they start. Okay, so that's just the effectiveness. It doesn't actually boost how good they are with those combat. It just... the more effective your army is at one of these, the bigger the bonus against the strategy it counters. Then if we take a look at, for example, Egypt... let me find one of your armies. Here we go. Let's see if Egypt has any specials. Egypt has both the bottleneck and the phalanx. I'm fairly sure the... hang on. I'm going to double check the bottleneck is actually unique. I'm not sure it is. I just don't remember seeing it with the... your army. Maybe it's not unique. I don't remember seeing it with the tribals. So let's go to one of the tribals and take a look. Oh, they do have it. Okay, I stand corrected. So the phalanx is the unique one. Then triplex ACs you can get later. There are probably some others around the world, I just wouldn't know where. So the Roman special is the triplex, it's not bottleneck. Seleucids, do you have a special? Moria might. Lucia over here. Phalanx, should have known that. They're a Greek successor. Moria. No. Okay. So the only one that we've seen so far is the Phalanx. Any chance to get a quick glance of Bactria? Yes, absolutely. So Bactria has been having a really interesting game, actually. They started as a minion of the Seleucid Empire, which used to be all of this. Obviously, he's been up to a couple of assassination shenanigans, caused the Seleucid Empire to collapse. Then, while he was still under the fragmented Seleucids before he could actually declare independence, he got into a war with Moria, which he won. He only had to pay out some money. Then as soon as that war ended, he managed to declare independence successfully, got out from under the Seleucids, and he's just started to expand. So he's starting to move up here into the northeast, going against the Tibetan factions. Oh, we had Bactria selected already. So, sieging stuff down up in the north. That was against Wusun. Yeah, he's going after that silk. He's already got some of it. He wants to get some more of this. There's quite a few horses up there. Silk, salt, vegetables. Got to eat your vegetables. Wow, that's a lot of vegetables. Hemp, grain, furs. There's a good number of, like, quite valuable trade goods up there, which makes sense. It is, after all, the Silk Road. But Bactria seems to be doing well. It's just the downside for Bactria is they are so far removed from, like, any of the other players. Like, everyone else is kind of congregated around the Mediterranean or in Central Europe, and then Bactria is way over there. But he seems to be having a pretty good game, just, like, smashing up the AI. I'm especially impressed by what he did to the Seleucids. Like, that was a masterclass on how to deal with the Seleucids. And then more recently, Phrygia also disintegrated and destroyed. Bolt Upright, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Meanwhile, still no other player wars. We do have a couple of regular wars. This is Sparta going for Crete. Rome going for more Roman stuff. Let's take a look at the diplomatic map mode so we can actually see what the... Oh, they're going after Dalmatia. Interesting. So Rome very much treading on Greek sphere of influence turf. And having already done that to the Carthaginians, I wonder if Rome is starting to make a couple of enemies around. Sicily also have completed their conquest of Sicily. They have... conquest of Sicily. Basically having bought the last of the territories from Carthage and then being able to form Sicily from Syracuse. Does that come with anything special for them? Imperial ambitions for Magna Graecia. Reunite Alexander's empire. You would need to do an awful lot to get that. Imperial ambitions become an empire. Cool. Might have to have a word with Sicily in a moment just to say hello. How's that going? Did Carthage manage to get the population out there? Good question. I would say probably not, judging by the number of citizens that are left. So I think he may have just been selling it without transferring a populace. I mean, one way that we could probably tell is if we click on Sicily and we check their population, 372, versus that of Carthage. Carthage's population... Oh, no, it's still Sicily. 1,300. What would they be? Hellenic Siciliote. It would probably be the Hellenic Siciliotes. Unfortunately, we didn't think to double check Carthage's population. Canaanite Phoenician, they would be the ones in Iberia. Megalithic would be North Africa. Iberic is over there. No. So yeah, I think they left behind all of their population. So what did Carthage get out? Oh, that's what Carthage got out of that. Carthage is stupendously wealthy, as Carthage really should be. In this game, do the Christians and the Muslims appear? It's way before the Muslims. Christians might? Yeah, I suspect it does. I think it does go into the Roman Empire. And the Roman Empire was just before the emergence of Christianity. Or actually it was kind of during the emergence of Christianity. It didn't just happen with Jesus. Well, it did just happen with Jesus, but there was like a whole period of kind of transition afterwards. It ends before the schism between East and West, I think. Although they may always expand that further, I don't know. Let's take a look. What else is going on? Emnil's growing nicely. Old Man Mordaith's doing his thing. Lambert. Yeah, we have... Oh, we lost Game Gapster as well, didn't we? Did he say he was leaving? I know he disconnected. I'm not actually sure what happened to Game Gapster. Is he in chat? I was kind of expecting he would just come back in, but he hasn't. Let's go and have a word with Midge. Hello.
Oh, hello. Sorry, I keep not fucking... that push to talk is getting to me today.
No worries. Did we lose Game Gapster? Is he coming back?
I think he's gone to... I think he is... I don't know what's happening. Why?
Okay, fair enough. Because like all of the Iberians have gone. It just feels so empty over there now.
Well, Carthage is over there now.
Yeah, that's true. That would be actually kind of interesting if we see like the blossoming of Carthage in Iberia, because it's all open.
Yeah, we probably will. I currently have a gateway into Illyria.
I know, I've been watching that. How do the Greeks feel about this?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Do you want me to go and tell them, because they may not have spotted it yet?
Hold off until it's actually mine.
Why, you think you might lose?
Currently, against all three... Yeah, I would lose heavily against all three of them.
Oh, I didn't mean the Greeks, I meant against the Dalmatians.
oh yeah, no, I'm fine there. Like, their army's trapped in that one province in Illyria Gracia that's like, unfolded because they have no triremes.
Gotcha.
Like, they have one disconnected state with 20k men in it.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm just sieging their capital.
Oh, down there. Yeah, I see it now. I was like, looking around. But yes, down there. So how is the glory of Rome doing right now?
The glory of Rome is about as glorious as Rome should be, I think. I'm not sure if historically I should be more north by now, but I feel pretty good about my Rome self. What I am noticing though is Rome is kind of standing alone against many people at the moment. But
yes, I had noticed that looking around the different alliance chains, and then there's notably none for Rome.
Yeah, everyone's steering clear of me, so I don't know why.
Well, I think you've got a natural ally in Blondie, because he's kind of in the same position.
Well, yeah, I really hope we get to a point where Bactria and Rome can work together.
That would be good.
But
maybe via the charred corpses of Macedonia, Thrace, Pontus, or the Bosphorus.
Yeah. I hope we get that far that we can wage war and just kind of reconnect Alexander's empire.
Under Rome.
But under Rome and Bactria, just meet at Asia Minor. Let's go.
Well, that sounds to me like a challenge, and I think you should totally go and do it.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.